Who? Stop! Don't!
Hi. So Destiny 2 is a game. Little immolation lore drop. The original Destiny was the first game I remember playing. Yeah, I'm young, but what I want to talk about in this video is why I don't like Destiny 2. Which I'm qualified to talk about because I have a ton of Destiny memorabilia for some reason. Minus a Kate 6 Funko Pop that I accidentally left in the cum jar too long and now it's gone. Damn it, that was too far off topic. I gotta start the video. The main and biggest reason for why I don't like this game is that they removed the Red War campaign. Now this is not new info obviously, this happened way back when Beyond Light came out, but still, I wasn't really a D1 guy, but I played the shit out of D2 when it came out. Hell, I even enjoyed Curse of Osiris and Warmind, surprisingly. But when Beyond Light came out, while it did add a new planet, missions, and a whole new subclass, it also came at the cost of the campaigns of Red War, Curse of Osiris, Remind, a whole raid, as well as 4 locations. Hi, editor me here. In the version of the script I'm reading, I didn't mention that they sunset. I think it was like 75% of the weapons, which basically meant they locked them at a certain light level and you can't bring that light level up more than the maximum they set it at, so they basically became useless. I failed to mention that in my script because they have since walked that back as of the release of the final shape, but while editing it, I kind of realized it's pretty important to say. Also, if you want a fun fact for the day, that Leviathan footage I got was from one of my dad's old live streams. Those were all content people paid for. This hurts me especially because the Red War really captivated me as a kid. While I never liked Titan, Io and Nessus were my favorite locations in the game, and having the entire reason and purpose I played the game removed made me never want to touch this game again, even though I had already quit the game halfway through Forsaken's life cycle and I never even finished the story of that DLC, but at least the exotics stayed. Sunshot, my precious. This stings even more because a lawsuit against Bungie for allegedly plagiarizing someone's work showed that even when being sued, they couldn't provide the evidence in a playable way, and they decided to submit fucking YouTube videos. You know how embarrassing that is when you can't properly show the court something, so you submit YouTube videos and fan wiki pages in place of it? Of course the judge is going to say the evidence isn't sufficient. Not to mention, Bungie said that they couldn't even make it into a playable build as the deleted content isn't compatible with the current version of Destiny 2 we have now. On one hand, I get it. What's the point of keeping something up to date when you don't even know when you'll add it back? On the other hand, people paid for this content. Not updating it shows that in some way, Bungie never intended to bring this content back. Not to mention, it was so incredibly dumb of them not to keep a playable build in case a situation like this happens. This lawsuit was the final nail in the coffin for people, aka me, holding out hope that the thing they love might return. At least I can play Forsaken. Oh my god, does this game have anything good? My next problem is just fucking Gambit.
I'm sick of this asshole. Get rid of him.
The problem with Gambit is that it survived thick and thin throughout D2's life, even though it feels like it was built to be a limited time mode. That's only speculation, but I don't think it's too far off. Gambit's job as a game mode is to combine the experience of PvE and PvP together to this short hosh-posh game mode, and it does okay of that, but it's been in the game so long with so little changes made to it that's just obsolete now. Do you want PvP? Play the many competitive modes like Trials, regular competitive, or just casual. Want team-based PvE? Play a Grandmaster Nightfall, a normal strike, or just roam around a random world like Neptune or Nessus. While these don't provide the same experience as Gambit does, they provide a much better one, and they get changed and added to while Gambit is just left to rot. It makes me wonder why it's still even here. If I had to guess, it's because of the Drifter. He's a really interesting character that they never bothered to give any depth to outside of the seasonal content that I never bothered to check out. Hopefully they do more with him in the mainline DLC, but I'm not even gonna play those. Lightfall. Fucking Lightfall.
Systems are late, with 80% of defenses now operational. I'm full of fury, she's got an army, and you got magic green strings. Let's crush this callous guy.
Shut the fuck up!
I have so many problems with this DLC, but I'll only name a few. 1. The story acts like it hasn't learned anything from the past 9 years of Destiny content. Nothing gets explained. What's the Veil? Wait for seasonal content. What does the Veil do? Wait for seasonal content. What's Strand? Wait for seasonal content. God forbid you get any answers in this DLC you paid $50 for. At least Beyond Light gave us some sort of explanation for stasis. There's a reason the line,
I don't even have time to explain why I don't have time to explain,
is memed to hell, waving crucial plot details away by saying, no time, over and over again, doesn't make players interested in the story. The one time we actually get answers to the story is when we ask what the Cloud Arc is, and Rohan just says, it's everything. 2. The characters fucking suck. All the major players of the past several DLCs are just on the helm looking at a barricaded window, and all we got is Osiris, the old geezer who will not give any answers even if his life depended on it, and just wants to go home to eat his barely seasoned fried chicken. Nimbus, the cringiest character known to man, who at every single turn tries to be funny, even when his mentor and friend died.
Not because he's dead, and I automatically agree with the dead guy, although it's not like he's really in a position to argue, am I right?
And Keitel, a character they decide to do absolutely nothing with, and I forgot she's even in this DLC. And my final complaint, how the fuck does Neomuna even exist? I don't know that much about the Destiny story, but what I do know is that the collapse destroyed everything. They explain it in the DLC by saying, oh yeah, the collapse didn't happen to us, skill issue. I just don't think that's a good enough explanation. If this was seasonal content, it probably wouldn't have been the worst thing in the world, but this was a DLC people paid $50 for. If you want to know the problems I had with the final boss, I made a whole short about it. That's going to be linked in the description, and I'll even put an iCard at the top just for you, Pookie. TLDR, this shit was ass and not worth it. At least Strand was pretty fun though. While getting footage for this video, I was roaming around Nessus and I was asking myself, why is this still here? Nessus is a massive area, but there's nothing to do besides public events, lost sectors, and region chests. Besides Nessus bounties being the easiest things known to man, there is no point in coming. My best guess as to why it wasn't removed like everything else in Red War is because there are 4 strikes on this planet. I just wish there was something like the Blind Well or Terminal Overload on the planet, because I think the look of Nessus is just beautiful. I've always loved the landscapes and architecture, and if there's a public event that gave out semi-decent loot, it'll give players more of a reason to come back. Or maybe even a raid or a dungeon. IO and Titan have dungeons, and they're not even in the fucking game. Correction, IO doesn't have a dungeon, it has an exotic mission that for some reason has been in the game since Into the Light. I still don't know why they haven't taken it out. Please, Bungie, if you want me to drop money on a dungeon key or a new DLC, put something on Nessus. Late addition to the script, but I was playing the game and I decided to do the seasonal activity from the Echoes episode, and apparently it took place on Nessus. I didn't find this out while I was writing this because you have to go to the helm menu to select it instead of the actual planet itself. However, this activity did get removed when Edge of Fate came out, but I don't mind that particularly because I just did not like it. Dungeon keys as a concept are decent enough, allowing players who don't have enough money to buy the DLC to buy a small sliver of it for a reduced price is pretty cool. What's not cool is not including that in the base DLC. I've never liked the fact that they charge for the DLC, the season, the dungeon key, and have an entire item shop. Thankfully, they are no longer making dungeon keys, but are still charging for the ones they already made. Hopefully I can get a job soon because I want to play these dungeons, especially for content. And that is the end of me ranting about this game I used to love. I saw this meme everywhere on TikTok that was just, I hate Destiny, it's my favorite game, and that kinda rings true for me. I wouldn't consider Destiny 2 my favorite game, but it is one I did get a lot of enjoyment from, especially when I was younger and even now. Bungie has made so many terrible additions to this game, but people still love it because you can't really get a Destiny-like experience anywhere else. The gunplay is amazing, it's able to weave in single player and multiplayer in a way other games could only dream. The raids are just an amazing experience all around. I don't expect anything to change with Destiny that'll make me say, oh, the game is worth your time. My only words to you if you're thinking about playing Destiny 2, ignore those thoughts and hop on Halo 3. Oh shit, I gotta promote stuff. I have a Discord, which is pretty cool, and you should totally join it. I'm going to be running all the dungeons for TikToks and Shorts, and if you want to be featured in that series, join the server. I also have a TikTok, which is mostly just re-uploads of my Shorts, but I might make some original content there. Anyway, I'ma head out, my bros. My Vex Goblin body pillow just came in and it's got that new pillow smell. Later.